So I want to talk about a magic formula that'll make you happy and fulfilled in life. And you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. I'd say that I'm pretty successful in life. I have a lot of accomplishments. I have a great career. I do well in my career. It's rare that I run into any serious issues. I've done a lot of great things in life. And one of the reasons for that is I do a lot of research into anything that I do to make sure that I can pull it off and I can do it well. And so when I dive into something, I'm pretty successful. And it's rare that I make any huge mistakes. And one of the things that I've looked into quite a bit recently is, what makes people happy, what makes people fulfilled, what makes, life tick, what makes people thrive. And so I've been doing a lot of research on this. And, of course, there's a lot of different answers out there, but there's a very common themes that come up out there that I believe have a lot of validity, that really are truly worthwhile listening to and worthwhile following. However, we are all different, and there is no one perfect formula. There's no one thing that if you do this, it's guaranteed to make you happy, it's guaranteed to make you fulfilled. And let me give you just an example of that. One thing that happened after my divorce, which is the biggest failure that I've had in my life. But one thing that I did after it is I did not date after my divorce. I waited for quite some time till I felt like I was stable and was solid, was ready to go into another relationship. And a lot of that was based off of what I saw out there. So many people rushed into another relationship and it failed. And I just encountered another recent issue where somebody rushed into a relationship. They didn't work on the things that they needed to work on, and it just failed and had some really negative repercussions, and a lot of people got hurt. Some kids were involved, and so it was just not a good situation. So that's one example that I followed things after my divorce. I followed things to make sure that I was healthy in a good spot so that going into my next relationship, I would be successful. Now, that is following the formula, but it doesn't guarantee success. I've waited my time and I've started dating, and it doesn't mean that now I'm suddenly going to be successful out there with a relationship just because I followed those principles and I'm in a different spot now. And I had a friend who didn't follow any of those rules. He rushed right into his next relationship, and he's going 30 years strong into a great marriage. So he didn't follow the rules at all, and suddenly, he's in a great spot right now. So it just goes to show you that you can do everything right and it still not turn out great. And you can do everything wrong and it still turns out okay. There is no perfect formula. There's no one thing, if you follow these steps, then you're going to get to a good spot. Another example would be smoking. We've seen famous celebrities, and we know of people who smoked every single day of their life. They smoke a ton of cigarettes, a ton of cigars, or a ton of whatever, and they don't get cancer. And then, of course, we see situations where they haven't smoked a cigarette a day in their life, and they still do get lung cancer. And so, there's an unequalness there. The fact is that smoking increases your chances of lung cancer, but doesn't mean that you're going to get lung cancer. And those who don't smoke doesn't mean that they can't get lung cancer. So it just goes to show you, once again, that there is no formula. There is no magic, hey, if you don't smoke, you won't get cancer. So what does that mean for you? Number one, still look at things, still do research, still try to do your best, still try to make the best of every situation, and make sure that you are living a healthy lifestyle. Don't ditch that, because it does make a difference. Number two, don't beat yourself up. If you didn't follow everything exactly and you rushed into something or you didn't do enough research, relax. You'll get over it. Life will go on. So you made another mistake or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. You still can experience life. And vice versa. Let's say you're too cautious and you don't go out there and do enough stuff. Well, now's your time to learn and start doing it. So, whatever the case may be, the past is the past, the future is the future, live in the now. Getting back to the smoking example, if you smoked in the past, give yourself some grace with that. It's over, it's done with. Hopefully you've moved on from that spot and you're not causing further damage to your body. But if you are, then, once again, get over it and figure out how you can move on from that to get to a better spot. Point number 3, don't judge others. They're in a different spot than you are. So just accept people for who they are and the spot that they're in. They have different life experiences and they know different things than you do. So don't be judgmental. Number 4, if you do find yourself making a mistake, get up, brush yourself off, and move on. Make sure that you learn from your mistakes. Make sure that you are not making the same mistakes again. Number 5, invest into others. I mentioned don't be judgmental of others, but that doesn't mean that you can't share your experiences. Share what you've done wrong. Tell other people, announce it to other people. What have you done wrong and how have you chosen to fix it? And what that does is it shows a vulnerability and maturity that's beyond a lot of people that are out there. So share your experiences with other people. Don't be afraid of giving a bad impression to somebody. I mean, that's part of who you are. So be proud of who you are and where you've come from and the lessons that you've learned, and share those experiences with other people. And together, that will, as other people share experiences with you, then it will create just a whole new learning level for you and other people. And hopefully we can learn from each other's mistakes. So I do encourage you to do some research and find out what the best ways to approach life is, but take it all with a grain of salt. And you'll notice that different people have different formulas, different ways of approaching things, and even you throughout your life will have a different formula and different way of approaching things. And hopefully we're not static. That would be terrible if we were in one spot and we never changed who we are or what we were about. Hopefully that's constantly evolving, not something to a chaotic level, but evolving to a point where we are maturing and getting to a better spot. So I wish you the best of luck in finding fulfillment and happiness. I will certainly have tips in other videos on what other people find successful, what I find successful. I'll share things that put the odds better in your favor, but there is no one formula. There is no one combination of things you can do that are going to make you happy. Keep on growing, keep on trekking along, and have a great day. For other great videos and resources, visit lifesurgeacademy.com. Don't forget to like this video if you got something out of it, and subscribe to this channel.